Now that we know a lot about threats and the people and things that cause them, let's talk about what happens when these threats actually turn into a reality. The damage that results to our assets is what we call harm. Harm can be characterized by 4 acts: interception, interruption, modification, and fabrication. In order to think about these types of harm more clearly, let's turn back to an important framework from our last discussion unit, which is the CIA Triad. If you remember, the CIA Triad or triangle is a very well-known framework that pinpoints many of the aspects that make our assets valuable to us in cybersecurity. When we're looking to prioritize our efforts on cybersecurity, we need to be focused on CIA: confidentiality, availability, and integrity. Of course, what makes an asset valuable to us should also be viewed from another perspective. These 3 hallmarks of cybersecurity are things that can be attacked and could seriously harm the overall value of our assets. What could happen to harm the confidentiality, integrity, or availability of computing assets? Plenty of things. Let's take a look at each of the individual aspects of the CIA Triad to find out. The first goal of the CIA Triad is confidentiality. The goal of confidentiality, if you remember, is to keep the bad guys out and the good guys in. We're not allowing the people who aren't authorized to view or access the assets that they shouldn't be able to have access to. With confidentiality, information is protected from the disclosure or exposure to unauthorized individuals or systems. When someone is able to view or manipulate assets without authorization, this is a clear breach of confidentiality. What does a breach of confidentiality look like? Let's use another familiar scenario in personal computing. In the age of personal computers, we have a lot of different online accounts that aid us in doing many different things in our everyday lives. One such account is an email account, which, as we're all very familiar, allows us to communicate with people that we work with people in our family, and others. Let's pretend for a moment that you have the phrase password 123 set as the password for your email account. You do not have any other safety measures in place, like 2-factor authentication, to protect yourself from intruders. An unauthorized person could very easily crack the password that you've used for this account. Once in the account, they can access a lot of other sensitive information, including address book information about your friends and family, your banking information, and other things that are related to different accounts that you hold online. This is a very serious situation to be in. This type of an attack, where an unauthorized person gains access to an account that he or she does not have access to, is a direct attack on the confidentiality of that account. In fact, let's take just a few short moments to watch this video about the worst passwords of 2015. Are any of your passwords on this list? If so, be sure to trade it out with a much stronger password to prevent a serious breach of your data's confidentiality.